And it's okay to ask these questions and more questions like these as you go along in my book, because in this book, we're going to be studying this kind of thing, the scientific and spiritual laws of physics, because I believe that the scientific explanation for things that we read about and learn about in school, in college, from other scientists, and the spiritual explanations that we all feel sometimes and learn about in church are actually the same thing. The stories and fables they teach us in church, of course, are very primitive attempts to define what God would look or sound like. But too many times, these depictions of God are way off of any normal type of common sense. The Bible story in the opening chapters of the Bible, for example, where God tells Abraham to slit the throat of his own son just to see if he, Abraham, is truly faithful to God. This kind of thing God would never tell any of us to do, because there is no God, in my mind, that would be so insecure that he needed to find out if a single human being truly thought of him as the God of all gods. It's preposterous and shameful that many millions of people over the years have put their faith in this kind of dogma, meaning stories that have been repeated over and over so many times that it's okay to think of them as true, even though they are far, far away from the truth. But even when confronted with the church dogma from this and many other badly chosen fairy tales, I still believe, have always believed, and will always believe that there is a God somewhere out there in the cosmos. And I base this faith and trust in this truth not from silly horse nonsense that others have put down on the page, but from my own observations of the largest things in the universe, the stars and galaxies in the heavens, and from the smallest things in the universe, the subatomic particles, as well as from the events of my own life. When I have become aware of the greatest scientific discoveries, things we take for granted today as truth, I could easily see the hand of the Creator in all of these things. None of the things that I will show you in this book could possibly have happened without an architect of the building blocks of the universe, because the Creator's fingerprints, the master architect's fingerprints, and or footprints, are visible to the naked eye or to one's ears or any other of our senses.